So in today's lesson, we are going to look at determining how many solutions an equation can have. And so let's refresh our memory on what a solution is. And a solution is an answer to a problem. And so let's think here back to what we've looked at up to this point is where you have found a value for the letter. You have solved for the letter. So if we think about this problem, 3 plus x equals 7, we draw our line down the equal sign, and we begin to solve. We are going to subtract 3 from both sides, and we get x equals 4. And this is an example of what we call a one solution. The reason that we call this a one solution is because it means that there is only one answer for the variable. So one solution means that there is only one answer that's going to work and make this equation true for that variable. Let's look at one other example here for one solution. Let's say we have 2x minus 3 equals 17. Just kind of reviewing and going through our solving equation process here. So we want to make sure that we change our subtraction to add the opposite. Now we want x by itself. So we're going to add 3 to both sides. So we have 2x equals 20. We know this is 2 times x, and the inverse of times to get x by itself is divide, which we can represent with a fraction bar. We divide both sides by 2, and we get an answer for this problem of 10. And this is a one solution because there is one answer that will work for this equation, and that one answer is 10. So let's look at our next example. We're going to see what happens when we go through and solve this problem. So draw your line down the equal sign. Talk to me about, do I have any subtraction? The answer to that is no. Do I have the distributive property? The answer to that is yes. So we need to distribute the 3 to everything inside the parentheses. So we have 3x plus 12 on the right. And talk to me about what you notice between these two. Because on the left, I also have 3x plus 12. So this example is actually telling us that we have the exact same thing. The left side is identical to the right side, which means any solution will work. If I put the number 4 in for x, I'm going to get the same thing on the left as I would the right. If you want me to prove it to you even more, we could start to move things to get our terms together. So when I move my 3x to get it with the other one on the other side, you notice that all my x's are gone. So what we want to ask ourselves is this a true statement? Does 12 equal 12? Yes, this is a true statement. This is true. They are equal. They are the same thing. So we can go ahead and this kind of solution, we'll type it down here below. This is called infinitely many solutions, also known as all solutions, meaning any number for the variable will work. any number for the variable will work. So whenever we solve an equation, we can have, so far we know that we can either get one answer, meaning one number is going to work for the letter X, one solution, or we just learned that if our letters cancel out and it's a true statement, the left side equals the right, then we could have any number works. And that's what you literally write for the answer here. The answer we would write is all solutions, any number works. And last but not least, boys. Sorry, my boys were getting ornery. Last but not least, we need to look at my last example. And so looking at the last example, it looks like I forgot a parenthesis over here. Let's go ahead and draw our line down the equal sign. I have no subtraction that needs to be changed to addition. Let's go ahead and apply the distributive property, and I have it on both sides. So I have 2 times 3, which is 6x. Bring down your addition symbol, 2 times 4, which is 8, equals 3 times 2, which is 6x, plus 3 times 10, which is 30. Then I would ask myself, do I have any like terms that I could combine? And I don't see any on the left that I can add together, and then I don't see anything on the right. So let's start to move our terms to get them together. So if I subtract 6x from one side, I have to do it to the other. And what you notice here is my letters do cancel again. And I'm on the left-hand side, I have the number 8. I still have an equals in the middle of that line. And on the right-hand side, I have a 30. Is that a true statement? No, that is not equal. That is not a true statement. 8 does not equal 30. 8 does not equal 30. So because these are not equal, I like to think of this, our language arts literature teachers would be proud of us. This is a contradiction. This contradicts itself. 8 does not equal 30. Doesn't work. And so for this one, it's real simple. Nothing is going to work. So we can't write a number. We just literally say that this is no solution. Okay? Meaning no number answer will work to make this equal. No number answer will work for the variable to make it equal. Meaning to make the left side equal to the right. And again, you would just simply write down no solution. There's not an answer to this one. So if we review the 3 kinds of answers that we can get anytime we solve equations. So when we are solving equations, there are 3 different kinds of answers. And the most common answer, the one that we see the most and the one that we've seen so far, is just one solution where one answer works. But we also now know that we could have where all solutions, where every number will work. Or we had just saw an example of where we will have no number or nothing, no solution. Nothing will work. So when we solve equations, there's 3 different kinds of answers we can get. Either one, all, or none. That's it.